Malo Gusto unexpectedly changes the game. Enzo Fernández brings the power, and Estevao brings the magic. Welcome back to FFB, amigos. And today we're talking about this Chelsea 3, Wolves 0 at Stamford Bridge, which the result sounds very exciting, but it doesn't mean we didn't suffer a little bit. Let's jump into it. Again, match reaction about what's going on today. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like button. I'll continue to make amazing videos for you guys. Thank you, those of you that joined me on the live. I do a lot of videos live. Feel free to join them. Exciting stuff. What is the headline? Estevao, Estevao, Estevao. As always, there's a huge debate among Chelsea fans right now. We don't know what to do. Most Chelsea fans just want to play this guy every minute of every single game. Others want to make sure that we protect them. Most of us, reasonable people, want him to play a lot more than he's been playing because he showed it today. Why? Even against the low block, even in one play that we saw when he brings in the assist, he's got 3 people on him in the box, no support. Yet he manages to make something happen and drag those 3 players all over the place and create some space for others in the box. And that's what we're looking forward to. That's what we need. So it's tricky. It's tricky. How much do we take care of him? How much do we play him? And especially now that we have Cole Palmer out, and before he comes back, I'd like to see him more. We have an international break coming up, and I think that'll affect the decisions that we make coming forward in the next couple of matches, which, by the way, we have an international break coming, and I think we're going to play Burnley and then Barcelona. And I'm so excited, and I want definitely Estevao to get his internationals. I hope he doesn't get injured or too tired, but that he gets some football in, because I don't think we've given him enough football, and that he gets football against Burnley. So when we have Barcelona and Stamford Bridge, and we have that other teenager that doesn't need any protecting, that those fans don't complain, not the kind of protecting that I've been talking about. You got to protect them from the bars and the crazy ladies and those kind of things. Get the guys away from trouble. That's what you got to get these youngins away from them. But football is where they belong, is what they were born to do, and be on that field. So I want to get them some minutes. So on that game, we're going to need them. We're going to need to defend. We're going to need the run back in space. And I'm very excited to have a majestic team like that come and play us coming soon. But let's get back into the game. What was going on? The starting lineup. Let me tell you right now. Let's look at the starting lineup. I'll pull it up here for you guys to see. But I was half joking when I said Maresca went with sort of, if you're building a FIFA team, which I don't think is the best way, like on FIFA, on PS4 or PS5 or whatever, which is sort of the highest rated players with the exception of James that you didn't want to burn out, right? But you went in with the ones that probably have the highest rating, the ones that are more predictable, the ones that are older, even ones that I disagreed before the match. I admit I didn't agree with. I'm not a huge fan of Garnacho, although he told me to shut the hell up today, and thank you so much, Mr. Garnacho. I'm happy to eat it. But in Gusto on the right, when he's not allowed to overlap, I think we kill him a little bit, and we didn't allow him to overlap as much today, actually at all. And he was doing that crazy run through the middle 10 position. But Fofana, Chalobah, Cucurella on the left, Fernandez and Caicedo, which are our go-to. We always present it as a line of two, like a 6 and an 8 or a double pivot, but that's never how it plays out, especially against teams like Wolves. Fernandez is just another 10, rather. So it's more like a 4, sometimes a 3, with Caicedo in a defensive middle alone. And then you have a line of 4 or 5 players if the inverted joins the middle 3, which are Neto, Joe Pedro in the 10, and Garnacho in the lap. So to be honest with you, I was excited at the first. We had some opportunities. We seemed a little bit dangerous. We saw some nice plays. I was excited. And then, obviously, as expected in a game like this, we started to feign. Our opportunities started to wane a little bit. We started a little bit of the pass, the ball around kind of shenanigans, and that's when I get upset. Like, I thought Garnacho started well, and then he disappeared a little bit, because that's what you're called on to do in games like this, against opposition like this, more so. I think wingers broadly, you have to face your man. That's the responsibility, or else you are a fullback, you're a right back, or you're a left back. So the difference between that and in a proper winger is the winger is going to take on his man. He's going to put in that cross. He's going to run in behind. He's going to put in, try to beat you with speed. And fortunately, later that started coming back. Pedro Neto showed how it's done for a little bit. And after, we had to wait till the 51st minute, so that was a lot of suffering. And like I said, the end of the second half was not good. We were not happy. I was doing the live and I had people already complaining. What is this? What is this crap? And of course, one complaint that was super valid is why the hell are we not playing Estevao? Precisely when this is happening, we need somebody to do it. And we would only see opportunity when Garnacho or Neto would do something on the wing and Fernandez was really trying. And sometimes it doesn't work out for him when this happens. But he was dropping deep. This is the tricky part, guys. Yes, we see him as a 10. Well, I don't personally see him as a 10. But that's hard to argue when he comes late in the box and he scores and he has assists. But I don't think he saw himself as a 10. He always saw himself as a deep line playmaker, a modern-day Pirlo, if you wanted. No Pirlo, no party. That's what he likes. He likes those long passes. So when things are tight, he likes doing it. He drops deep and he pings some balls in and tries to find those through balls. And he took a couple of shots, and a shot that he bounced off the ball. Like, he was really, really trying going at it. He was peppering the goal. The goalkeeper had to take a couple of actions. So it wasn't like those games where we don't have anything. We did have something, then we lost it for a little bit, and we start getting nervous as Chelsea fans when that happens. Maybe more than we should, especially against this Wolves. That's one of the important things that we have to remember right now. Amigos, this is probably one of the worst teams to ever start the Premier League. They have 2 points in 11 matches. I haven't looked at the stats, but I'm pretty sure that that's record. I mean, if you maintain that track, that's probably going to break a Premier League record. They can't but improve, I think. I mean, 2 points in 11 is insane. And they actually didn't even have a coach for this match. So I can't imagine the chaos going behind the scenes there as well. So at the beginning of the match, I said we have to win 5-0. Like, there's no reason to not win this match 5-0. We ended up winning by 3, which is, I think, the minimum acceptable against the team in this situation, and being the team that we are, Chelsea, and being the team that we lined up. I think even Maresca took it very seriously, conservative, and even with his tinkering and shenanigans and rotating players, it wouldn't have made much sense, because we have an international break coming around the corner. Let me double check the dates here, but absolutely. We don't play until November 22nd, so it was a little bit silly for us to do any kind of resting, other than, I think, Joao Pedro. Why? Because we're seeing he's tired, and we're always complaining that he's tired, and that's why he hadn't scored for us. In any case, minute 65, that doom is over. Joao Pedro comes in. Why? Because the man, the myth, the legend comes on, Estevao, and he starts destroying. He starts just destroying everybody on the left, through the middle. You can't stop the guy. Even in the low block, he finds the space, and that starts freeing everybody else out. Now there's a little bit of chaos happening in the offense. There's always a risk. I saw in a couple of plays, because he'll do something. I hate it when he does it in our box. The problem is that when in our box, in our side of the field, in our half, like, he'll get a ball and he'll try like do a flick and not quit running, right? So if he pulls it off, not only did he beat his man, but he's running full speed at the other goal. If he gets the other player to play him back, to play him through again. But the problem when you do that, you're putting yourself out of the game too, right? So if he misses that, he's already 10 meters in the other direction, and he can't come back and press in time. That's a little bit risky. I think at times, it depends who your opposition is, lower in the field. But when he's doing it higher up in the field, get out of here, man. Picks up that ball on the right, and you know he's going to beat his guy. And you know he's going to cut in, and you still can't stop him. And that's just beautiful. Leaves the job, Pedro getting a goal. And then Pedro Neto, with all these changes that Maresca had made, ended up playing a 9 for a little bit, which I knew immediately. It was just a placeholder until we bring in, because also Mark Yu, if you're 3 up and you don't bring Mark Yu in to cover the 9 slot, like, that man should just go buy some rope. After that, it was just doing the business, seeing out the game, seeing out the remaining minutes, doing what we had to do. Fortunately, it sort of came easy. Wolves really don't have anything. I'm actually disappointed that we allowed them a couple of plays and opportunities, a terrible mistake by Cucurella, a couple of little things here and there that shouldn't have happened. But it was more than enough to do the business for what we needed doing today. That sets us on an easy international break. To have a game back with Burnley, which we, again, no doubt we should be winning confidently, easily, to get ready for that Barcelona game. That should be a 3-0 game for us. If we need to get at the levels that we're going to beat Barcelona at Stamford Bridge. And Mr. Tinker Winker, Enzo Maresca, I'm really scared at what he'll do in those 2 fixtures, but we'll face that. And again, I said it sarcastically, I'm like, wow, Maresca's a genius. He brought in this guy called Estevao towards the end of the match. That's kind of my point. We want to see him start, or we want to see him more maybe we don't have to suffer as much. When I argue that he put in the strongest team first, which is something he's been criticized in by us before, which is start your strong team, get 1-2 goals in, okay, and then do your changes, right, to see out the match, rather than trying to rescue the game like we did in Azerbaijan, which we ended up not being able to do. That's an embarrassing thing. I heard some creators say like, they've been decent. They've given some teams some trouble. Like, shut up, shut up. I'm tired of this mediocrity. No Azerbaijan team should be giving us a run for our money or 2-2 drawing. That's just ridiculous nonsense. A $1 billion team against a $20 million team. Billion to 20 million pound dollar team. However you want, the ratio still there. Doesn't matter what currency you choose. Should never happen. So this time, at least, I didn't agree with the starting lineup, but the changes were reasonable that needed to happen. And I think they were obvious, the results. Bringing on Estevao was going to do what you do. He's going to do what he's going to do, and we're going to get what we need to get against the low block. So very happy to see that. Very fortunate. Nice to win. Nice to win. Unnecessary suffering, I think, there for 30 minutes. But it's good. We got it out of the way. We go on to break, and we'll see again. I am very excited that I'll continue to make these videos for you. Watch out for those lives. I'm so excited. We have Barcelona coming in the Champions League. Amigos. So let's everybody not get Chelsea players. First, thank you so much for the result. As always, I always end up my videos. Thank you for the fight that you did today. And today for the result. Please be safe. Take care of yourself out there. Don't bring back any injuries because we got to play Barcelona. And don't bring back any injuries because for most of you, these games are just for tactical awareness for the World Cup with your team. So don't go too extreme balls to the wall. Every Chelsea player already knows that they're going to be on the national team, or most of you know. So don't get injured. Don't get hurt. Even so you can play the World Cup. Take it easy. Get rested. Be smart. Don't get crazy when you go visiting your families and stuff right now, you know, because you're like, oh, mostly qualified, so it's kind of a friendly. We can just go hang out. No, don't do that stuff. Take it seriously. Right now is where the injuries come. We're running up into the December run of games that everybody complains the Premier League is too demanding because there's too many matches. So, if possible, get some rest as much as you can during that international break. If your national team doesn't play you too strong, stay healthy, stay smart. Thank you so much. And to all the Chelsea fans that join me in the live and the ones that are watching this video and that are following my community, thank you so much. It's an honor. It's a privilege. And as always, come on, you Blues.